All right, what's up? What's good, guys? This is Devin at Divine Transformations, and this is More with Devin. We got another one going today, and we're going to answer some Q&A questions, and then from there also talk about when it comes to pushing through struggle and self-discipline and how that's one of the keys to being able to reach your goals. So we'll wait for some people to get on, and then we'll get this party started. So our first question. It says, I'm not sure what my goals are. I just want to feel better and move well. Where should I start when it comes to fitness and nutrition? That's a really great question. A lot of times, people think that they have to have some kind of lofty goal, or, they judge themselves relative to where people are who have already, been training for a really long time. What I found is, let's just say it's all relative. Some people just walking, going out and getting 10,000 steps, and walking around, the park, or, just getting some fresh air and, focusing on eating, lean proteins and vegetables and fruits, that'll get you feeling good. That'll get you, moving in the right direction. And then from there, you hit a plateau. Then maybe, you start doing some body weight exercises at a really, slow pace, where you're just working on your technique and your form and just keeping it real easy, like a 15-minute workout. And then you maybe transition to possibly, getting a meal plan. And then, you hit a plateau, and then you move to the next level. And then, from there, maybe you have to reach out or, go to a gym, get a gym membership. And then, you go on YouTube and start looking up how to, do different exercises. And, you start tracking your food in MyFitnessPal. And then, maybe by this time you lost 50 pounds. And then you move to a new level and possibly, maybe transition to getting a coach where you get more specific. But, more than anything, it's just all about taking it slow. And, being deliberate about what you're doing and just, focusing on where you are and not being too hard on yourself. And, but more than anything, it's just all about staying consistent and, having a clear understanding of where you're trying to get to. So, whether, let's just say your goal is to lose, 100 pounds. And then you say to yourself, first step, you're going to get, you're going to lose, 25 pounds. That's going to be your first goal. And then you hit that goal and then, you just keep moving towards, higher levels. And then before you know it, you get there. But, you're not going to be able to get there super fast. And it's a lot of stuff that you got to learn. And it's a lot of things that have to change about who you are to become that thing that you desire to be. And, what I have found is a lot of times people, want to get to this place, but they don't feel good getting there. So let's just say, your goal is to lose 100 pounds and the main goal is to feel good. You can feel good right now. And that's just a decision within your mind. And so you got to be enthusiastic, you got to have gratitude, have appreciation, look back at where you started and allow yourself to feel good in the moment towards where you want to be. And if you can feel good in the process, when you get there, it's going to be even better. So that is my suggestion with that. And then, so our next question, what should my priorities be in the gym? So another great question. So what I'm finding, a lot of times people get in the gym and, they start focusing more on, doing a lot of cardio and not really understanding, and thinking that either one, they got to lift super heavy weight or they got to, do a lot of cardio when it comes to trying to, lose body fat, change their composition. And what I would say, the main priorities when you're in the gym is, the gym should be to, break down your muscle in some kind of way where it has a, reason to have to grow. And then from there, working on getting, overall stronger within your body, and being in a pain-free, situation and, just working on control and comfort where you're being able to do your movements in a way where, you understand what you're doing and you're not hurting yourself. And so just taking it super slow. I have clients that I train. Recently, I have a client, this is a lady named Amy. So I think she has a business called Speak to Your Soul. And she started off, she had some really, really big issues with her shoulder and her neck. And so we basically barely could even work out initially. It was just stretching and doing some real light exercises and even just doing a simple warm up with a very light band many times would create, tension and acute pain where we would have to shut the workouts down. And now, you know what I'm saying? I think it's been, it's been a couple months now and she's able to train pretty rigorously and do a lot of proficient movements, really, really well. And it just started off with, taking things super slow. And now here she is really challenging herself. And she was only training 1 time per week. And now we're bumping it up to, 3 times per week. So it's just all about being clear about where you are, what your goals are, and, just, staying focused on, the moment and not trying to overdo it. And then from there, if you do want to change your composition in a way that's efficient, you have to like resistance train. You have to like put some tension on your body. If all you do is cardio, if you do have a significant amount of body fat to lose, you will see like a significant change because you will be able to lose cardio if your diet is where it needs to be, but you're also going to lose muscle. You're not going to have that tone. You're not going to get that strength. So, prioritize strength training when you're in the gym, in my opinion. And then, the cardio should be a supplement. And, I'm saying you're going to get good benefits cardiovascularly, and then it's going to allow you to get into a deeper deficit. So learning how to work out in a way where you feel safe and efficient, that's best for your goals, I would say is the priority. And then from there, it just opens up so many doors for you to feel confident and to be able to execute all different types of movements and exercises in a safe and efficient way. All right, so then our next question we have is, it's been a long time since I've worked out. What should I expect when it comes to weight training? So with that, if you haven't worked out or it's been a super long time, what I can tell you is that what's going to happen is when you get in the gym, and you start working out that first week, you're going to feel super, super sore. And, what I'm saying? A lot of times it's like shocking where you think to yourself, like, how can I continue to do this if it hurts this bad? And, that's what kind of, pushes people away a lot of times is they, start to, resistance train, like lift weights, and they're so sore where sometimes they can't walk up the stairs, down the stairs, and, they're just tired. And it just seems like it's something that, they're not going to be able to ever get better from. And then the other thing is, if you push yourself pretty hard, you can have an upset stomach, not feel good. And it's people who think to themselves like, man, when is this ever going to end? Like super heavy breathing. And you think like it's something that you can do to fix it. And really, you just out of shape and your body has to, get acclimated to that training. You got to get in better condition. So, and then also, there's going to be times where, you feel like uncomfortable. You're not doing the technique right, and you feel like you're never going to get it right. And, and if you're a person that is a little impatient or you're trying to get to where you want to be, you really want to make progress, that can be like a hindrance and, frustrating if you're not, getting the technique together. But all those things are all common, even for myself. And it's just all about being patient and realizing that little by little, you're going to get stronger and stronger. You'll get better and better. And like, that pain one day is not going to be there. Feeling super winded, eventually it will get better. And then, your stomach feeling queasy, it will eventually get better. And then there'll be times where you can really push yourself to limits that you never maybe thought were even possible because you're so in shape, and then you're able to recover so well, and your mind is able to, perceive that pain in a much different way where it doesn't even affect you like that. You're able to do a super hard set, you're tired, you breathe, give yourself a minute, 2 minutes, you're back at it, push it maybe even harder. So just know that that pain and all that discomfort is temporary, but what isn't temporary is if you choose to quit, then you're gonna be weak and not feel good about yourself, and never be able to overcome those problems within yourself if you do feel that pain and you let that pain stop you. And but at the same time, you don't want to push to a level where you're injuring yourself. You feel any kind of acute pain, or you're training so rigorously that like you really can't move the next day. You don't want to push that hard. You don't want to overdo it in that kind of perspective. Train in a way where you get in the gym, you're pushing yourself, you get out of there, you want to feel refreshed, rejuvenated, and if you can tell that you're getting better. But there is something called DOMS, which is delayed onset muscle soreness, where 48 hours after a training bout, you'll start to feel that soreness. But at the end of the day, when you first begin training, that's just going to be a part of it, and it's going to be a part of it you not understanding the technique and feeling like you're not, or you may you may do an exercise and you're not feeling it in that muscle, because you just don't have that mind-muscle connection. You don't have that neurological adaptation where your body can get in tune with the movement, where you're being able to be proficient. It just takes practice. There's not really any kind of secret that I can give you. It's just besides being patient, being deliberate, and, consistently, staying on track. And that's how you'll get to where you need to be. So that's what you can expect when you first start working out. It's probably a solid, 2 full weeks, 3 weeks, sometimes, maybe a little longer than that, where you're going to feel like a lot of discomfort, but it will all be worth it when you start to make those changes. And when you are able to see wow, I got so much endurance, I'm so much stronger. I feel so much more confident. I've seen thousands of people, you know what I'm saying, go through this process of like having no clue what they're doing, feeling tired, feeling like, how am I going to stick with this? And then now they're crushing it on whole different levels. And you can do that too. So the next question, there are certain movements I don't feel comfortable doing. Will I be able to strength train? Will it benefit me? And what's the safest way for me to work out? These are really great questions. So what I would say with that, so the first thing, there are certain movements I don't feel comfortable doing. Will I be able to strength train? So like not every movement is for everybody. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people think that, there's a particular movement has to be done because that's just what you got to do. So for example, like, people think that like you have to be able to use a barbell or you're not really like squatting, or you got to be able to use a barbell to deadlift or you're not really a deadlifter. And like these are just tools to get you to where you need to be. Like the barbell, specifically made mostly for, people who power lift and, Olympic lift and things of that nature. But it's not necessary that you have to use a particular, piece of equipment. And there's no particular exercise that you have to do. There's sometimes where people have different injuries and different, situations where they just physically can't do a particular exercise. But there's most of the time always some kind of variation that you can do. And let's just say, your goal is to build up your quads. You don't have to barbell squat to have nice quads. You can do single leg movements. You can do, like a goblet squat. You can use a leg press. There's all many different options. You just got to be able to know how to adjust when it comes to that. And then there's another level where maybe you just don't have the mobility right now and you got to get stronger, you know what I'm saying, to be able to get to that position where you can be able to do those more advanced movements. So either you got to just, work on mobility, work on your technique, work on your strength, and then you can build up to those more progressed movements. And the way that you do that is through regression. So doing the simple movements and getting really good at simple stuff, and then you continue to progress to the more complex. Or you may legitimately have some kind of injury or issue where you just can't do a particular movement, or your body just doesn't work well in that, movement pattern, and that's totally fine. And it's just a matter of, finding an alternative movement that it will still get the same, will yield the same results. And then let's see. The next thing is, will I be able to, what's the safest way for me to work out? So yeah, I kind of answered that question already. Basically, focus on the most simple stuff and then work your way up from there. And you really master the movement, get in tune with what you're doing, have a lot of understanding of, that you're doing it right. So if you need a coach, it's an investment, but that's going to put you in a position to be able to get to where you want to be faster and be able to maintain it and then get there, even like better results long term if you get a good foundation of understanding the why and the how and the what when it comes to your training. So then our next question that we have, I've been working out, but I don't feel that I'm progressing. How do I know that I'm getting stronger or improving my health if I'm not able to lift heavier weights, or I'm still out of breath when I do cardio? So let's see. So we'll break this down. So I've been working out, but I don't feel that I'm progressing. How do I know that I'm getting stronger or improving my health if I'm not being able to lift heavier weights, or I'm still out of breath when I do cardio? So, you know what I mean? Like for people who are newer in training, that's just going to be a part of the process. Like I talked about earlier, where you're going to feel out of breath. You're going to feel like, the weight is still heavy. But what happens when most people don't understand or even really realize because they're just in the moment training and not really thinking about it, especially for my clients that I train, they start off. I have clients that start off and they have a hard time even doing just the warm-up, where I've had clients do the warm-up and they laid out on the ground where it's over with for them. They can't do the work. They can't do any of the workout. And then eventually they're being able to do, like 2 or 3 sets of the workout. And then before you know it, they're getting the whole workout done. And, and now they can do the warm-up, not even thinking about it. They're all good and, being able to make it happen really easily. And, but they don't really conceptualize and think about the fact that there was a time period where they couldn't do the warm-up. And they were super tired just from the warm-up. And now they're thinking like, oh man, like, I'm tired from the workout, but they're getting through the whole workout. And maybe it's the end of the workout where they feel like super wheezy when before they couldn't do any of the workout at all. So that is actual progression. You know what I'm saying? That is actually getting stronger and your endurance is getting better. But, I was actually talking to a client today about that, you know what I'm saying? That, there's always another level. You know what I mean? Like you thought that you killing it, you're doing your thing, and then you push to a new level, you have heavier weights. Now you feel more tired, or you hit a plateau where you think that you're not progressing. But there's a lot of different ways to measure your progression. Is your technique getting better? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're lifting the same weight, but your technique is way better. So then that's progressive overload. Or maybe you're being able to like do that same weight with less amount of rest. You're progressing. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe now you can do that same weight, but you can do more reps. So, what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways to be able to see that. And then with your cardio, like I said, if initially, you just stepping in the gym made you tired, but now you're being able to get through the whole workout, your cardiovascular has increased. But, what happens is that you continue to push yourself and you do more, but so you just continue to feel like you feel the same that you did from the first day. But if you look back and you did what you did back on your first day, you wouldn't even be breathing hard. So, you gotta look at the small, take in consideration of the small wins, and, be aware of where you once were, and like give yourself some praise for where you are. Cause a lot of times, we just want to get to that end result, that we don't take time to smell the roses and realize that we are actually progressing and making really great progress. And then from the next level, man, are you having fun? And you know what I'm saying? And you're doing exercise that you enjoy, you know what I'm saying? Like all those things are progressions, but from that space, to get more specific, when you do want to start, being able to make sure that you're getting stronger and growing, maybe keep track of your workouts. And then, you do want to, let's just say if, you got 8 to 12 reps, so the goal would be, for you to be able to do at least 8 reps with that particular weight. And it should be very, very difficult for you to get, 12 reps. So let's just say you're doing a goblet squat and you're doing 25 pound goblet squat. And, you can, initially first you were able to do only 8, you could get up to 8 reps, but it was really difficult to get to 9. And then now, a couple weeks later, now you're doing like you did like 14 reps. So then now you maybe bump it up to 30. And then maybe now you could do 30 pounds for 10 reps. And then you just continue to progress from there, but it's not going to be something week by week that every single week you're going to lose weight. I mean, you're going to be able to get stronger. You got, like I said, it's a lot of different variables that are going to let you know that you're making progress, like I said. So, recovering faster, being able to do the technique better, you know what I'm saying? Being able to, lift more reps with that same weight. And then, maybe you have to, when you do hit a plateau, maybe you have to change your rep range, where instead of you just doing 8 to 12 reps each time or 10 to 15 reps each time, maybe you drop down to like, 5 to 8 reps or, 3 to 6 reps, where you lift a little heavier and give yourself an opportunity to train in a different intensity. And then when you revisit that weight range again, you'll see that possibly you've made some progress. Or, you need to focus on your recovery as well, making sure that you recover, make sure you're getting good sleep, making sure you're getting the right good nutrition so your body can regenerate, and then you can continue to push harder. So how you doing, Jason? How you doing, Jerome? It's good, Ryan? All right, so our next question. I thought only bodybuilders ate a lot of protein. Why would it be important for me to increase my protein, and how should I do that? So, that's a really great question. Another great question. A lot of times, people don't realize the importance of protein, and it's something that's really important even for like the older population. As we get older, and I think I've talked about this before, one of the main things that we start to lose is our muscle tissue. And if you don't have muscle tissue, then you're not going to be able to function right, walk around properly, and your overall health is going to degenerate, really, really fast. So, making sure that you get the proper amount of protein is going to allow you to maximize your gains and your progress in the gym, as well as it's going to help you with not feeling so hungry if you're trying to lose weight. And it's going to help you better recover more efficiently so you can continue to, reach your goals. And so what I would say is, on a simple term, just getting a palm size of protein, 3 times a day, that'll put you in a great position. Some kind of lean protein, something, like chicken, some kind of lean red meat, Greek yogurt, it's all kind of different stuff. Eggs, egg whites, animal protein is many times it has more, the B12, and it's just a complete protein, like a full profile. But, there are vegan sources of protein, so whatever floats your boat, you figure that out. And then you just need to make sure, somewhere around 0.8 to like 1 pound, depending on your weight. But like I said, if you're a beginner and you don't really understand this, 3 times a day, a palm size of protein, and making sure that, you're getting a quality source, that'll put you in the right position to start, making sure that you got, a sufficient amount. And then from there, do more research, get a coach, and then you'll be able to, move in a better and more clear direction. And then our last question, I don't eat a lot of veggies and fruits and never have. How do I get used to eating different foods? So, it's been a lot of people, grown adults that I coach that go through this process. And, what I'm finding is that, food is just an acquired thing. And you know what I'm saying? Culturally, there's people eating all kind of different foods. And then when they try something different, they think like, they would never eat that in their life. But fruits and vegetables, because, we live in a society that is, we consume a lot of high, calorie foods that are low in nutrients, and they're set up to make you want to overeat, like lots of sugar, lots of, fats and sodium. And it's set up for your brain to like crave it. So then when you do eat something that is, more healthy and like, more natural, like, it can't compete. You know what I'm saying? It's competing with something that's kind of like a super food to your brain when it comes to like you having a craving for it versus these foods that are not set up like that. You never heard of a person eating a whole bag of potatoes, but you eat a whole bag of chips. You know what I'm saying? Nobody eats a whole bag of, apples, but a person that eat a whole thing of candy bars, you know what I'm saying? And like eat way more calories of the candy bars than they do of the apples or the potatoes. So, those foods that are whole nutrient dense, they're set up where they got fiber and nutrients and minerals where, you're not going to over consume those things, but at the same time, they're not as like tasty as the processed stuff. And it's just a matter of, making a decision to like, give yourself the space to, learn to enjoy those foods. And you got to get that other stuff out of your system. And, what ends up happening, what's interesting is I have so many clients that once they start eating healthy and they start making that effort to try different fruits and vegetables and they get used to it, they start feeling more vibrant, more light. And then when they go back to eating like, some, super greasy pizza and like the way that they used to, or like, something from McDonald's, like they have bubble guts and just almost actually feel sick. So, it's just a matter of just getting yourself in the position to, give yourself some time to, open yourself up to eating those types of foods. And, I think to myself, it's no different than, this is your human body. And, if you got a really nice car, let's just say you got a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, you're going to put the high octane gas in your car. You're not going to put unleaded in that car. And this is something that is a materialistic thing where like it comes and goes. You're not probably not going to have that car for your whole life. Or let's just say you got $100,000 car. You would never think to put, unleaded in your gas tank. But this is your physical body. The only way that you can live and express your mind and your heart and your thoughts is you got to have a physical body. So why would you put on a consistent level, things in your body that are low level in your body, and this is all you got? So if you look at it in that perspective, you got this nice home, your clothes, you know what I'm saying? You buy all the nice, you get your hair done, all these things you invested in that are external and they're superficial, that most likely 99% chance you're not going to keep these things forever, but you will spend top dollar on things that, are materialistic. But then, when it comes to you, spending good money on your nutrition, you just eat whatever. You go to McDonald's, it's whatever. And possibly you are like a very wealthy person, or you really care about yourself, but you've been programmed to not realize that, man, what you consume is going to have a huge effect on your health, how you feel, how your body operates, your longevity, so many things. But like I said, you'll get a super nice car, take it, for its tune-ups, make sure that the oil's changed, putting the best gas in it, keeping it clean, the whole 9 yards. But then won't even think to do that for your body. Oh, that food is too expensive, or that training is too expensive. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, this body is the only way you're going to make it. You can't be alive without your body. Like straight up. So if you want to be able to buy that car, you got to have this body. Because I don't see no ghost driving around, you know what I'm saying, or living amongst us, and we've been able to communicate and hang out with them. So you got to take care of your body the same way you take care of those nice things that you got. So how you doing, Caroline? So Caroline, man, this lady is awesome, man. I think, I don't want to quote me, I think she lost like 60, 70 pounds. Man, she's like a phenomenal client, and she's doing amazing. So kudos to you, Caroline. I'm so proud of you. She's been, with the gym for some years now, and, she's come an extremely long way in a profound way. One of the strongest human beings I've ever met. I think she has, well, I don't want to believe out in your daughter's like 4 daughters or something like that. She's an amazing mom. When I'm around her kids, they just show nothing but love to her. And so, you know what I'm saying? Super proud of you, man. She's like, one of my clients lost 60 or 70 pounds, and she's on her way to kill it to a whole nother level. So, but yeah, guys. So we're going to go ahead and end this, wrap this up. If you guys have any questions, we'll have a link in the comments for you to be able to leave any kind of questions that you have. I appreciate everybody that's on, and I hope I was able to bring some value to answer some questions for you guys in an efficient way. And as I always say, remember what the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. All right, peace, guys.